Filipino warrior queen slays the system. The untold story of Gabriela Silang. Welcome to Time Machine Tales. Ever wish you could hop in a time machine and journey to the heart of history? Well, buckle up, history buffs, because today we're blasting off for the Philippines. Forget Wi-Fi. Imagine a world where taxes were brutal, and whispers of rebellion crackled through the air like pre-smartphone rumors. This is the backdrop for the story of Gabriela Silang, a woman who wasn't your average Insta-influencer, but a total girl boss who became a legend. Think Mr. and Mrs. Smith meets Joan of Arc, but set in the Philippines during Spanish rule. Gabriela wasn't just Diego Silang's wife, she was his partner in crime fighting, rebellion-leading partner. Together, they were a power couple fueled by a shared vision of freedom. Born in 1731 in the Ilocos region, Gabriela witnessed firsthand the struggles of her community. Free labor for churches, taxes that would make your bank account cry. It wasn't exactly a recipe for happiness. The Spanish rule basically had the dislike button constantly pressed on Filipino lives. But Gabriela wasn't one to just scroll past injustice. She was a woman of action, a firecracker waiting to be lit. She married Diego Silang, a charismatic leader who dreamt of an independent Ilocos nation. Forget damsels in distress. Gabriela was the ultimate power couple's ultimate teammate. In 1762, opportunity arrived like a notification for a fire sale. The Spanish were embroiled in a global war, their grip on the Philippines loosening. This was Diego's moment. With Gabriela by his side, they rallied the Ilocanos. Their fiery speeches went viral. Well, metaphorically, igniting a rebellion that stormed Vigan, the regional capital. For a brief, glorious moment, freedom felt like the ultimate blessed experience. The Spanish were out there, and the Ilocos region experienced a taste of self-governance. But revolutions rarely have a happy ending emoji. Tragedy struck when Diego was assassinated by a traitor. This could have broken any influencer, but Gabriela channeled her grief into a burning rage. She refused to let the dream die. Standing tall, she rallied the rebels once more. Her speeches, brimming with both grief and unwavering determination, rekindled the flames of resistance like a trending hashtag. Forget simply carrying on her husband's work. Gabriela became a legend in her own right. Nicknamed Generala, she led guerrilla attacks against Spanish forces. Imagine this fierce warrior queen on horseback, wielding a deadly bolo, leading charges against a surprised and demoralized Spanish army. The sight of Generala leading the fight was a game-changer. It shattered the image of docile women under Spanish rule and instilled fear in the hearts of the Spanish soldiers. Social media would have been lit with this story. This edition adds a pop culture reference to engage younger audiences and creates a clearer picture of Gabriela's partnership with Diego Silang. Gabriela wasn't just a skilled warrior, she was also a brilliant strategist. For months, Gabriela and her forces outmaneuvered the Spanish. They struck with precision, disrupting Spanish supply lines and keeping them on edge. Imagine late-night raids with flaming arrows, a guerrilla warfare tactic centuries before its time. But the tide eventually turned. Spanish reinforcements arrived, and despite their valiant efforts, Gabriela's rebels were captured. On September 20, 1763, Gabriela faced her execution with the same courage she displayed on the battlefield. She refused to bow down, her spirit unbroken. Gabriela Silang wasn't just silenced by her execution, she became a symbol of resistance, an inspiration for generations of Filipinos yearning for freedom. She wasn't just a footnote in history, she was a Joan of Arc for the Philippines, a woman who dared to defy a powerful empire. Her legacy lives on in organizations like Gabriela, named in her honor, and in countless monuments and songs that keep her story alive. But Gabriela Silang's story is more than just a history lesson. It's a reminder that the fight for freedom is a constant struggle. Even today, Filipinos continue to grapple with issues of social justice and national sovereignty. Her story reminds us that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things, that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the fight for a better future is always worth it. In a time when women were often relegated to domestic duties, Gabriela defied the status quo. She was a scholar, a strategist, a fierce warrior, a woman who shattered stereotypes with every move. Her story challenges us to rewrite the narrative of history, to recognize the contributions of women who have been overlooked or underestimated. Gabriela Silang's legacy is also a reminder of the importance of unity. She wasn't just a single voice crying out in the wilderness. She was a leader who rallied her community, who inspired others to fight for a better future. Her story teaches us the power of collective action, the strength that comes from standing together. Today, Gabriela Silang is more than just a historical figure. She's a symbol of empowerment, a beacon of hope for those who fight for justice and equality. Her story continues to inspire Filipinos and people around the world. It's a reminder that even the smallest spark can ignite a revolution, that the fight for a better tomorrow is a fight worth having. Gabriela's legacy in education and empowerment. Gabriela Silang's story shows how education and empowerment drive revolutionary change. Born in 1731 in Ilocos Sur, she transformed from a grieving widow to a leader of a resistance movement. Today, her legacy inspires educators and activists who believe in the transformative power of knowledge and community engagement. Imagine Gabriela as a modern educator, using her classroom to instill critical thinking and social awareness. She would organize workshops and community meetings, drawing parallels between historical struggles and current social issues. Her school would be a hub for activism, teaching students about historical figures like herself and emphasizing the importance of standing up against oppression and fighting for justice. Gabriela's modern counterpart would embody her historical fight that true education empowers individuals to challenge injustice and effect change. Her story would inspire students to see education as a tool for societal transformation. Gabriela Silang, an artistic revolution. Gabriela Silang's spirit of resistance would also find powerful expression through art. Today's Gabriela could be a performance artist whose work challenges societal norms and highlights social issues. Art, like education, has the power to inspire, provoke, and mobilize, and Gabriela's modern legacy would be vividly brought to life through this medium. Imagine Gabriela using her art to tell the stories of marginalized communities. Her performances would be a blend of theater, dance, and visual art, each piece a striking commentary on issues like gender inequality, political corruption, and social justice. She would stage reenactments of historical events, using her platform to remind audiences of past sacrifices and to galvanize them into action. Her art would not be confined to galleries but would spill out into the streets, much like her historical rebellion. Public spaces would become her canvas, with murals and installations that depict scenes of resistance and hope. Collaborating with other artists and activists, Gabriela would create a movement that uses creativity as a weapon against oppression. Through this artistic revolution, Gabriela's legacy would resonate with people of all ages, showing that the fight for justice is a continuing battle. Her story, retold through powerful artistic expressions, would remind us of the enduring power of creativity and resistance. A unified vision. Combining these aspects, Gabriela Silang's modern-day legacy would be a fusion of education and art, each reinforcing the other. Her educational initiatives would inspire critical thought and awareness, while her artistic endeavors would bring those thoughts to a broader audience in an engaging way. This dual approach would ensure her message of empowerment and resistance continues to inspire and mobilize. In today's world, Gabriela Silang would be more than a historical icon. She would be a living, breathing force for change. Her story, retold through the modern prisms of education and art, would inspire us to see the relevance of her struggle in our own lives. Through education, we learn; through art, we feel; and through both, we are moved to action. Gabriela's legacy is a call to empower ourselves and others, to use our voices and talents to challenge oppression and create a just world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the past. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting explorations of Philippine history.